The two young brothers on Two Brothers Same Mother podcast are not professionals. Their thoughts, ideas, and theories expressed on this podcast are for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Two Brothers.
Same mother.
Yes, we're coming back this week, and you know how we started off? We're going to start off with home life. What's up, Will? You got some news for us at home life?
Yeah, man, just not too long ago, got off the road. Got a 3-time state speech champion in my house now. So I'm pretty gassed about that. And on top of that, my daughter called me this weekend. She got word that she passed her AP final, so she got some college credit for one of her high school classes. So we geeked up about the kids this week, man. What about you? What's going on in home life for you?
Nothing much, man. Everybody's doing good this week. Your baby nephew got his cornea scratched wrestling, trying to go up against somebody that's 7 and 9 years older than him. You know, and he had to pay the piper. He's walked around with a red eye, and he looked like what's my man, Dayquil, NyQuil? Yeah, walked around like that for the past couple of days. So his eye drop's good. His eyes open up. He's a little more lively because, you know, I can attest to it. I've been hit in one eye 3 times in my life, and it's trash now. So he were one that hit me in the eye. That's how I got a nice little cut over top of this eye. And boxing, remember that? And your glove clip slipping off, and I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And you hit me, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a good punch." And then you're like, "You're bleeding." I was like, "Yeah, I'm bleeding. It's okay." And that man didn't want to pick up them boxing gloves again. He was like, "I don't need these. We're not fighting no more."
Nah, it's more so the fear of if he was gonna retaliate for real.
Nah, did I hit you? Did I come back at you? No.
Nah, but when you're a kid, man, that's the only thing you think, man. This man finna kill me.
No, but that's the beauty of a real big brother. I'd never, if I say do it and it hurt me, I'd never trip. Even the time that you took that piece of wood when we were playing around and you threw it and it hit me in the top of the head, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. Man, blood just started flowing down. I come to the house, mom was like, "Where's the cut?" Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna go wash my head out. It was blood everywhere in that bathroom.
Gosh.
And did I retaliate?
No.
Nope. Because hey, like I said, when I say do it, and the bad things happen, I absorb those consequences and just keep on with my married life. Because I know, hey, if I'd have told him not to do it, he wouldn't have did it. But if I said, "Hey, man, we having fun, let's just do it," you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So.
Most definitely.
My apologies for having you do stuff that always ended up getting me hurt, but it was all good. I can still rock a ball head because it's the top of my head. If it was like on the side or something,
yeah,
it'd be kind of hard to rock a ball head.
Gotcha.
So yeah, man, that was pretty much, you know, just Drew and Chris had 1 week of they had their down period.
Yeah.
This week, and he did absolutely nothing. Because, you know, he was having problems with his thigh. He was stretching and stuff. He got his physical. So Monday he should hit the ground running. Because they got their first game is August 20th. But guess where it's at? Drum roll, please.
There we go.
Their first game is going to be at Mercedes-Benz Super Complex, downtown Atlanta. So,
wow.
Yeah, the boys, if everybody that follows me on Twitter You seen his helmet. They look like straight up Florida State. So if they go in there with the burgundy uniforms on, oh, it's gonna be lights out.
That's dope.
It's gonna be phenomenal. So I'm just waiting to see what it's gonna look like, man. And he's back up tight end, so you know we'll see because he's just as fast as the wide receivers, man. So, but with his size and stuff, tight end, I was like, you're gonna kill him because they put a linebacker on you, can't keep up with you. Put a safety on you, you better maul him. You better hit that trucker horn. You better go her, and you better get north south on him right now. So yeah, everything's good, man. So hey, since we've caught up with the home life, let's get to real news or no news. Is it real or is it not? So what you got this week? Because I do randos. You are the professional. You actually take notes and make sure you have material. I can't read because I gotta get my new glasses. Because man, every time I'm reading, I have to take my glasses off and put it to my phone to see stuff, and I'm like, what in the West hell is this? I can't see. What is that?
Yeah,
I can't see. Well, go ahead, bro. What you got?
Yeah, it's perfect balance, man. That's what it is, man. My first story, man, we'll do just like we did last week. We'll bounce back and forth. My first one is Google and Yelp. They disable. Hold on one second, man. All right, now we back. All right, so my first one is Google and Yelp. They disable the ability for some of the crisis pregnancy pages to put, I guess, their reviews up amidst the pregnancy's crisis as the activist campaigns kind of amp up. So what do you think? That's real news or no news? Yelp and Google trying to censor these different activists as they come on these pregnancy center sites. Real news, no news. What's your thoughts, man?
It's real news because you don't want to pick a side like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in the middle of something that's so controversial. So sometimes you got to figure out how to make things happen without sparking more stuff to come. You don't want to keep adding fuel to a fire. So I'd say real news. What you think? Is it real news to you?
Man, I think so. With the Roe v. Wade and everything that's going on there, people are starting to draw lines and saying, you can see it from everything to TV, to your local church, to the person down the street, to Facebook pages. We're just saying where everybody's standing on how they feel about the situation and kind of what they feel like the rights of the people are. So I'm gonna call it news, man. Real news.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Throw me one of yours, man. What you got?
Okay, I'm piggybacking. Biden signs executive order to defend abortion's access in the U.S. Real news or no news?
That's real news, brother.
Yeah.
Definitely real news. When the president gets into anything, you can call it news, except for when we see him falling asleep and all the
and the bike accident.
True, but for him to sign that executive order, I feel like he was on one of the late night shows and someone asked him about the usage of those executive orders, and he went into this long explanation about balance of power and using things appropriately. So now he's getting into the executive order business, like our guy was before. So what about you, man? Is that real news or no news for you?
It definitely is, because that's one thing that everybody that's an American should get is access to whatever they need. And when you're not getting access to something, you always got those people out in front, the warriors that champion, why can't they have access? Right. Why don't we get access for things? So it changes, but definitely real news all day to defend the access, because what the fear is people doing stuff illegally that jeopardize their health. And then how many women will be involved in somebody that's charging and he's doing it in his basement or she's doing it in her basement.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose lives because of that. So,
True.
because all pregnancies are different, and then sometimes it's, individual could be raped, molested, things like that. So it's a touchy subject, but big up on Crazy B for signing an executive order that actually helps somebody and defends somebody, not just something that really doesn't help the American citizens, us everyday folks. Okay. All right, man, what's your next one?
All right, man, I'm gonna switch gears. We kind of got deep. So I'm gonna jump back something a little silly. I'm gonna see if it's real news or no news. A baby mama throws McDonald's meal at her ex when he doesn't bring food for children by her other men. Real news or no news? I'm about to fall apart. See, that's why I go serious, man. Look at you. You about to pass out, man. You about to pass out.
This is real news.
Uh-oh.
And this might end our 12 episode run of Two Brothers, Same Mother. Because I am tired. I am tired of people having multiple children and expect one person that you allow to lay with you and have children to provide for all your children. I know people have taken it and made joke memes and everything and made it funny, but the thing is, you can't expect somebody to take care of other people's kids.
Right.
Like, that is not right.
Excuse me?
All right. They act like it's just supposed to be this. You take care of everything. I don't have the time and the energy. And the reason why I call it real news is because this is the real part of this whole thing. If you continue to lay down with different people, you're going to get different type of support.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the same person every time, because if you got the same person every time, you need to settle down with that person, that type.
Right.
But when you want me to come over and this is my baby out of your babies, and you want me to get the other ones who ain't got nothing to do with me, it's one of these moments, man. It's one of those.
Bruh.
It's one of those moments. Are you serious? I don't care if them kids is mad. Matter of fact, my child can come out here and I can turn on AC in his car. They can eat in his car.
Yeah.
That's how gangsta I would be. Hey, tell Johnny come on outside. Oh, your daddy outside. He come back in with crumbs on his face. I don't care if he come back and his fingers smell like ketchup. He gonna eat. I'm not getting the rest of them nothing. Because they in your house flipping around, doing whatever they want to do anyway, and you have the audacity to say, I need to get all these kids food. I'm about to be gangster. I will go get a 20-piece nugget and a large fry. Have at it. Y'all, it's lunch. You ain't supposed to be eating a big meal of lunch anyway. Everybody get 4 nuggets and 7 fries. There you go. And a pack of the kitchen. Make it work.
Get a mixed snack, huh?
That should fill your stomach completely up if you are 7 and under. You full.
That's a 4-piece. That's a 4-piece Happy Meal minus the box.
4-piece, 7 fries. You good. And if she's telling you to bring over food, they ain't eating a whole lot anyway. How much y'all eat every day? Not a lot. We eat noodles. We eat scrambled eggs in the morning with some hard white bread. Like, come on, man. Yeah, it's real news because it's real food. As they say in Hoptown, it's real food. But you'd even consider I'm going to buy 4 more kids food that I had nothing to do with their existence. No. Now, if I marry you and you got 4 kids, that's different.
Yeah.
But I'm not married. I'm coming by the house to do my fatherly duties to my child. Because you seen the one where somebody did a reenactment, and it was it was bad because it's like 5 dudes, and they all bought their kids food over, and they rode in one truck. So they were jumping out the truck, and each one was like, and she's like, all right, all right, all right. When she got on the meal, she said, where's my food? All of them started cussing at her. And I was like, but I mean, hey, you got people out there, man, because listen, you can tell somebody yes, but if you keep saying yes to the wrong person and you keep having kids, I mean, at what point do you say 2 kids is enough? 3 kids is enough. Like, don't put it. You can't put it on the man. You are part of it too.
True.
So if you ain't talking protection and he ain't respecting you enough to wear protection, why you with that man? The government don't cut a big enough check for you to have 4, 5 kids.
Nah.
Well, you got to call somebody and tell them to bring lunch over. No. You should get EBT in all caps bolded with 4, 5 kids. You are getting what a military veteran risked their life for 20 years to get after they retire. That's how much money you're getting. You're calling me for lunch? Okay, I digress. What you think? Real news, no news. I can't do it, bro. I cannot.
Tell me how you really feel, man.
Hey, I told you in the most sensitive, caring way, because I'm telling you what, a few of these almost came out. I almost went there.
I feel you, man.
There's going to be some mother lovers, some eotches, because it's stupid, man.
That's why we always revert back to God's design.
Yeah, man.
Is, man, just not just the obedience of God, that's one thing, but just the practicality of what life looks like when you follow his design. It makes things so much simpler.
It does, man. But guess what? We have this thing called free will.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, the abortion thing. It's all free will, man. It's what you want to do. Sometimes it's devastating.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a wild night, or you allowing somebody that ain't worth your time because you don't think highly enough of yourself.
Man, it's deep.
That's life, but
sure. Well, all right, we'll switch segments, man. Why don't you give me one more from you? Give me one more you got.
All right. Let's see here. This one this week is, I'll never use this news outlet again. And yeah, again, everybody, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also comment on what news outlets we're using. This one I would probably never use again, because this one is trash. Okay, I got the last one I got. Your boy, the billionaire. Fired!
Who is that? I'm sorry.
The billionaire.
Oh.
The billionaire.
Oh.
Elon Musk. He didn't change his last name because a billionaire's last name should be like ruler-ish. Musk just does not say billions. What's the other billionaire?
Is that Bill Gates?
What's his name? Yeah, that sounds like $1 billion Bill Gates. Elon Musk. That sounds like a dude that works in a cologne or a perfume business. Musk.
Sound like
it should be like, what's up? Sound like what?
Money.
Yeah, it should be like Elon Trust, billionaire. Oh, okay, yeah, I trust this dude. He's a billionaire. He got something, but he's backing out of that $44 billion for Twitter. So what he thought was a possibility probably fell through. Do you think that's real news or no news? Him backing out of that $44 billion deal with Twitter.
Wow, I'm gonna call it real news. Because he's got some insight somewhere, so he knows something about that evaluation that he must have received in the beginning ain't right. So,
wow. Yeah. I mean, that probably is like a 2,000-page document. When you say billions, like you're not gonna cut corners on that deal.
Right.
First, the excitement of the possibilities are there, but then the realization kicks in when you start looking at them numbers, man, and you start kind of seeing how ugly Twitter is, and then what you're trying to add to it or remove so it would be less stringent, man. It probably was one of those, you know what, $44 billion for it. If it was like $1 billion, he could probably eat that because he's worth $200 billion.
Well, it may be because child support coming.
Oh, I mean, he got 9 of them, bro. He got a lot of twins too, man. So he mess with a lot of fertility doctors.
Well, one of
I think he's
the
got like 3 sets of twins.
didn't one
4
of
sets of twins or something.
one of the executives he works for, didn't she just have a
Oh
couple
yes.
couple of babies not too long ago, a few months back?
He had babies. He had babies like a few months apart.
Wow,
Like he had some in November and then had more like February, March of this year.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, Elon must be doing something. He must be doing something because them babies was born this far apart.
A few moments later.
Literally. Literally.
that.
November to like February, that is definitely a few moments later.
Yeah,
90 days go by like 3 weeks.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, man, it's time.
Uh-oh.
It's
What
time
time
to
is
get on SOS Sports on Spots.
Oh,
What's on
man.
deck this week for the sports?
Oh, man, it's a big week. First thing, we're going to kick it off talking about our girl, Brittney Griner. She's still locked up overseas. Got caught with a little, got a little bit of that. Did she actually have actual herb, or was it the liquid? Or was it just
liquid?
What she had, man?
Oil.
She had the oil?
Okay. Oil. Yeah, it has a level of THC. I don't know. Like in the States, you can only do like Delta 9 up to a certain level. Like I think it's 9, 10 THC. I mean, every gas station around here has it in there.
True.
Whether it's the oil, the vape, or the buds.
Yeah. Well, last I heard, man, she was begging for Biden to help her out. And I know her coaches chimed in and said, hey, if she was LeBron, this wouldn't happen. So go ahead, man. Give me your thoughts. What do you think this situation looks like if it's a different athlete, maybe if it's a male athlete that's a higher caliber athlete, or take it that step further. What if it was LeBron James? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, LeBron would have been out of there in like 2 days, 48 hours. Been out of there in 48 hours because they would have found out what they needed, what they wanted, and they would have did the swap. Now, here's the biggest problem that I have with Brittney as a whole. 7 years she's been going to this country.
Yeah.
7 years. So you know how stringent that country is, And I was flipping it to, they're still one of those countries that are still under that barbaric mentality of, gay, lesbian, I don't like saying the acronym because I mess it up. And it's, I don't like people putting an S on my last name, but they do it every day. They see the last name with an N, but her wife was in the States because they don't approve of that lifestyle. And the fact that she was Black, lesbian, and a U.S. citizen, because Russia always sticks it to us when it comes to anything they can do to America other than sending off nukes, because that's really no win-win if people are shooting nukes. You kill off 90% of the people, 10% of the people live, but then you got to wait 100 years just to get back on here. You'll still be wearing gas masks to keep yourself from getting radiation poisoning. So that doesn't work. So any chance they get, they're going to do stuff like this. Now, smart, that's where you make your highest dollars in Russia. Why would you even have this stuff on you?
Yeah.
Like that should have never been on your person. I don't care how fast you were packing. I don't care how much it costs. Leave it. You could have left it wherever you was at, disposed of it. You know they were going to be thorough. There's a war going on. They're going to be extra crazy. Just like those people that were trying to get out, man, they were catching them right at the border, and they were letting them have it.
Yeah.
So you got to see this stuff going on and understand I've got to be totally clean going into this situation and make sure all my documentation is straight. Everything that I have on my person is in good standings with what they require. But hey, I ain't no fool. I've heard of people with loaded guns at the airport forgot they have them in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
How do you forget that? Before I pack, I check my bags, make sure I ain't got additional content. You just left a whole gun in your bag.
Yeah.
And then that's the story you're gonna stick to, bruh. A gun is not something you forget. Drugs are not something you forget. Sometimes you believe in the power of your celebrity to the point where it fails you. And that's what happened. It failed her. She walked through there like, I'm 6'8" Brittney Griner. And somebody said, nah, you're in Rush. We got a war going on. You're a Black American. We're gonna detain you. And then she's complaining about the cell. I'm like, it's jail. It's not supposed to be a pretty place. Go down to Guantanamo Bay and see what them folks are sitting there. It's the same setup, man. The more miserable, you want people to talk. You want people to lose it.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of conditions they put you in. It's like watching Stranger Things, the prisons they were in Stranger Things, in that Russian prison, the sheriff. Them places exist, bro.
Wow.
Where there's no walls and it's open and it's cold. And you can make you a fire, but it get -30.
Man.
Guess what happens every night? 10% of your workforce, the prisoners, are dead in the morning. They froze to death. So she just better be grateful that she's inside, and also that somebody is working on her behalf. And I commend her for sending that letter to the press. But here's the big thing: now we got to make decisions like, who do we swap with? A large arms dealer? You're gonna give them back somebody that can get them what they need, or get their allies what they need.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
Got to.
What you think about OBG, man? It's sad, but hey, gotta take responsibilities for what you do, man.
Yeah, it's sad, but just like you said, so many times we want to blame the person that's issuing the punishment when we put ourselves in the crossfire. Sometimes, there's a war going on. It's no holds bar. We're allies with, who they're fighting with. We need oil over there. They're drawing straws at this point. They're doing whatever they can to gain leverage. And I know sometimes you tend to think, oh, this has nothing to do with me. But the everyday decisions you make when you're a celebrity and, you're crossing over to, a whole different country, you never know who they're looking for to grab, who they're looking for to make an example of, to gain leverage. And this is a leverage play. She caught herself up in the wrong type of situation, thinking, oh, ain't nobody gonna pay no attention to me. I'm just coming over here to hoop. I always come over here. I guess the best way to say it boils down, she got comfortable. She just got too comfortable.
Oh my God.
And when you get too comfortable, sometimes you gotta pay for it.
Yep.
I've listened to Jules Santana. He was talking about when he got his charge on the plane, and he just grabbed the bag. And even when they was checking his bag, he still didn't realize he grabbed the wrong bag that had something in it. He said even when he left the airport, he didn't even know that they had found what they said they found. He had asked TSA if he could go, and the TSA dude said, yeah, the exit's that way. He walked out when his car went on the left. I mean, sometimes, man, we're just oblivious to what's going on around us. We really are. We get stuck in our pocket, and that's what we're focused on. So I hope that she's able to get out. I hope that since she just pled guilty, that doesn't mean they're gonna make her carry out the whole sentence. But you brought up a point that I didn't think of. If we end up making an exchange, who would we exchange?
No, that's the one they're talking about, man, is the arms dealer, man.
Wow.
So you give up the dude that was it Nicolas Cage in that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they did the whole arms deal, and I mean that's the type of person you got the potential of giving up, and the arms doesn't just start at weapons you can hold. It also is nuclear in nature as well, because they sell plutonium all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They sell that all the time. They sell it like they sell cigarettes in the store.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. You just need enough to get off the ground.
Man. Well, man, speaking of getting off the ground, let's go ahead and transition to Summer League. Well, who's some of these young guys who are catching your eye? They're kicking off this career in the NBA. Hopefully, some of them will make the team full time. A couple of them drafted first round. Your lottery people, they're gonna get to play. But there's some people that they pull in on the teams to see if they can maybe get an opportunity for one of those roster spots. So, who's some people that's caught your eye as it pertains to summer league so far?
Well, the top 3 picks, I mean, they pretty much doing their thing. Matter of fact, there's one on now with the number 1 pick, man, the kid out of Duke, and he's lighting up. And then they got the big guy that came out of the Zags over there where I was living at, man. He looks pretty good. He's just frail, man, but 7'1", court vision. He can shoot the 3. But there's a cat named Kenny Lofton Jr. Look out for this dude. He's only about 6'6", but he's 6'6" in height and width. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. But he has control. He has pace. He can shoot. He plays the style of basketball that Memphis plays. Now, with Jaren Jackson out for 4 to 6 months with his foot surgery, if they add him to the roster, he could be a great bench player because that second unit has to be energy. When you start off with Jai, Dylan, you got Jaren Jackson, what's my other guy, Baines, Valanciunas. When you start off with that 5, bro, and then you bring in guys off that bench who need to play, he'd be perfect to play the small forward position because even though he's about 280 and 6'6", he got some good, quick guard feet, bro.
Yeah.
He got that power, man. He was going at Chet Holmgren is the guy I'm talking about from the Zags. Man, that's 7-inch difference. He was taking him off the dribble, putting that chicken wing, that big old ham hock in his chest. Bro, he was making buckets 2 feet away from the basket. I'm just sitting there like, he's going to be a whole problem because there's some vets that can't handle him.
Yeah.
Because he puts so much pressure and his size on you, he can get off the ground real quick. You can't block his shot. That's how you defeat a shot blocker. You use up that space. The more space you have between the shot blocker, they can find your shot. The closer you are, it's harder for them to get to your shot because it's a lot quicker, especially if you're a quicker jumper or you got enough body to put into it. So I think Kenny Lofton Jr., he's going to get an opportunity. I don't think he's going to go to G League because, Ja was on the sideline and he's a walking bucket. That's what he kept saying. Every time he did a shot, Ja was like, he's a walking bucket. You don't send a guy to the G League because he already has his confidence at a certain height. So you never do that. You always let them play and get them bumps and bruises because he's on a young team. And Memphis is like Golden State. All of their players went through the draft. None of those players came through trades or nothing. All the players they have that are looking really good in these first couple of seasons, they're all drafted. So that's why they mirror up against Golden State so well because it's the same philosophy. You got all the same kind of guys. They don't shoot like Steph and Clay, but they play like them as far as teammates, and they're unselfish. They like to see guys get open. They cheer for their teammates. A lot of people in the NBA don't do that because, everybody's trying to get that contract money where if you become an all-star or you get a league award like Defensive Player of the Year, you get more money. So a lot of people play for that. These guys play for trying to win championships.
True.
So what you think, summer league wise? You heard anything? Or I know you probably haven't been watching as much as you want to because you've been working, and they come on hour earlier. So other day they had one that came on 6 to 8, and that's like 5 to 7 your time. So I know you probably had stuff to do after, so you probably missed that whole game.
Yeah, I've been in and out, man, just catching up with either reading about stuff or, catching highlights here and there. But something that stood out to me was the Suns, man, and not the SUNS, but the SONS. Shaq's son has had a game. You got Kenny Lofton Jr. He's had a good game. Scottie Pippen's son's actually been playing pretty good in summer league.
He's a gem, dude. He's like, because he's not his dad. He's not 6'8", 6'9". He's only like 6'2". Yeah. But he's got court vision, man. He can shoot. And you're right, man. Him and what's Shaq's son? Which one is this one?
And Sharif, right?
Sharif, man. Sharif looked good. Just think, man, that baby 4 years ago had his heart open and had an operation, dude. And he came back, and he's just a humble kid too, man. But he like he'll work, man.
Yeah.
He look like he'll work. So them two should definitely get an opportunity to play on the Lakers, because I mean they finna get rid of the bench. Even if they're 14 and 15, you let them dabble in the G League here and there, but keep them on the team. Like, I think that would help.
Yeah. But I just think those guys, man, they kind of stood out. Like you said, though, you're gonna have your top heavy guys that was picked high in the draft. They're gonna actually showcase them somewhat, because that's what a lot of people come to see. Let's be honest. But I see them, if not getting a roster spot, at least making them a home in the G League until they can work their way onto somebody's roster.
Definitely, man. Look at Gary Payton II.
Yeah.
He got traded over to the Blazers, man, with $28 million, 3 years. After this contract's over, man, he's set.
Well, looking at the state of health in the NBA, all you need is a chance. All you need is a shot.
And he's 28, bro. Like, we ain't talking about him being 24 or 25. Gary Payton II is 28.
Whoa, I didn't know he was that old.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
GP, are you with me?
Dude, I'm telling you, man, he's a character guy. He's not a rah-rah guy. He stays the course, and he works his tail off.
Yeah.
Because when they came back and get him the second time, the Warriors, he was shocked. He was trying to be a videographer.
Hey,
he was just going to go in there and run tape. And then they're like, no, hold up, man. You too gifted to be doing this, man. Come back. We want you to come back.
I'm hyped to see
Kerr always does that. Huh?
Can't wait to see what Chauncey does with him, man.
Oh, man, listen. Because Chauncey was a defensive player. Chauncey had to score on that team because they were a half-court team, and a lot of times he was open. If you watch the Pistons on their championship run, he was open a lot. When he moved the ball, because everybody was scared of Tayshaun driving to the hole. Everybody was scared of Rip's mid-range game because nobody had a mid-range game like Rip back in those days. She was hitting threes, and then Ben would stand on the station and wait for the ball to hit the rim so he could run out and just get a rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Chauncey was open a lot. So playing with Chauncey, who was a defensive-minded point guard that ran the system, he'll be great, man. And with Dame, if he could somehow make that starting with CJ being gone, him and Dame coming out, that would be awesome because he don't need a lot of buckets. He likes to slash.
Nah.
So, and Dame likes to shoot from anywhere. So you got that? Man.
This is off topic, but do you ever see a day where a team will take that philosophy that Philadelphia did when it comes to Dame Lillard? They got 2 years left. Do you think they'll just get a bunch of, what they call them, lunch pail players?
Yep.
Don't care if they score 15 or 20. They don't really care about making a bunch of money. Just want to hoop, stay in the league. They'll just surround them with those people and let Dame just go.
Yeah. I believe it can happen, but here's the thing. Finding those guys that work and do that, those guys love basketball. Like, they eat, sleep, keep their body. And I mean, you can look at Udonis Haslem. He's in his 40s. That man is probably in better shape than some of the guys that are in their mid-20s. Just because he loves the game. He know he can't move like he used to move 15 years ago. But it's that love of the game. He's on that team because he's a leader and is an enforcer. But you got a guy that's going to come in at 30, and he's going to give you 7 points a game, 10 rebounds, a block or two, a steal or two. I want that on my team every day of the week.
Yeah.
Because them are the guys that turn around and do a Kevon Looney and get you 20 points in a dang playoff game.
True.
He's never scored 20 points. But guess what? He's always ready.
Yeah.
Always ready. So I think that was a good point to bring up, man.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. And ain't nothing like being ready, man, and getting your squad together. So it's a good time to transition to the ride home. What you got going on next week? What you looking forward to? What's some things that's in the back of your mind? What's work looking like? What's up with you for next week?
Well, it's gonna be the last week of fun in my house because 2 weeks after next week they're going back to school. So we got open house on the 28th of July. So I got to start hitting kids up with the melatonin so they can get back in their sleep at now, man. I drop melatonin. You need 5 milligram, 10 milligram. I got to hit you with it because dude, it'd be tough, man, for them cats to be, Raleigh wild out the other night. He was up till 6 in the morning, bro.
Ooh.
And it woke me up because he was spazzing on somebody. I mean, to the point where it was like uncalled for.
Yeah.
Uncalled for. Like you telling the dude you pee on yourself in the bed. You ain't 15 years old. Your whole mattress is yellow. Like he was on this dude's head.
Dang.
And I wake up out of my sleep and I'm like, why are you dude? It's 6 in the morning. He wide awake. He done grabbed a box of cereal. He's eating out of the cereal while he's playing the VR. I'm like, dude, you are a cartoon character right now. This doesn't even look real.
Oh man.
And he's super bony, so he's in there with no shirt on. I was like, man, what are you doing? Them shorts rolled up 72 times. You can see his whole thigh, no shirt, and you up here going off on the VR. I'm like, dude. I'm going to start taking pictures, man, because I don't think people believe me. I'm going to start taking pictures and just post them. And I'm going to label them thug life.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but that's about it, man. That school's finna ramp up in the next 3 weeks. We're supposed to be having a family reunion next weekend here in Atlanta. But I ain't heard nothing, man. Pops ain't said nothing. Me and our cousin Jamie, we talked last week for Mo's birthday, and we're like, yeah. He's like, man, we supposed to be down there in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, this week is up. Went to next week, so I'm gonna holler at Pops, man, because I just want to go down there and do one event, show my face, see some of the cousins I know, but then see some that I don't. Hopefully all our Naptown family come in, man, because they always a riot, man. Grand aunties, kids, and grandkids, they come through. We all the same age, and it's always cool to see them because I remember seeing them when I was younger, like 5, 6. You wasn't even here yet. We had a big one on the farm one time, and we had all of our family from the West Coast, from the Bay, from LA was here. So it was kind of cool because they was different kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, it's too hot, ain't no city, ain't nothing to do. We was like, yeah, we can go fishing. We don't fish, cuz. It's like, why you don't fish? We ain't got no lakes out there like that, cuz. Ain't nobody driving this way out there, cuz. That's all the kids said. I was like, okay. All right, well, the country family, let's go fishing. We'll leave them here. They can go watch TV because it's all that was on the farm.
Yeah.
So what you got, man?
Work, man. Go out of town for a little bit next week. Then and Jay, man, he's going to camp, going to Center Kid. So he'll get to spend some time, getting closer to God and, interacting, fellowshipping with some kids his age, which he's looking forward to. Wifey, she'll be working all week, so she'll be excited to have some time without us around for a couple of days. And outside of that, same old same, man. Slow motion, just trying to keep things in order so we can get to the next week. Working through the week to get to the weekend, like Dame Dash used to say. Yeah,
but shoot, the weekend's overrated because you seem like you do more work on the weekends than you do during the week.
Yeah, that's where you try and catch up.
I'm gonna take it easy this weekend, man. I done did in a day and a half what I did all week. That's what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Monday comes, it's like, whatever, Monday. You're gonna do something stupid Monday. Come on, Monday. That's why we drop ours on Monday. So, like I always say, y'all can ride to work. Listen to us two crazies. But yeah, man, great show. Great insight, great intellect. But everybody take care out there, man. This has been Two Brothers.
Same mother.
Hey, man. Be blessed, man. Peace. Love y'all.
Peace.